Hi everyone, this is Smriti. Welcome to QA automation classes. So in the last session we have seen what is the XPath functions or the access, and we have completed two XPath functions. One is the test, another one is the normalized space, right? So today we are going to look into the two more XPath functions or the access. So the first one is the contains and second one will be the following. Okay, so what exactly is the contains, right? So now uh, contains actually it's a XPath function or a access. Okay, and it can take either another XPath function or the attribute. Okay, or any attribute it can take, and then we can provide the expected value. Okay, so we'll look all those example where it is taking another XPath function, where it is taking another attribute. Okay, we'll look into that. And it can ignore the space before and after the string, but not in between. If the in between there are spaces are there, it will not able to ignore them, but before and after it will be able to ignore those spaces. Just it behaves like the normalized space, right? That's what we saw in the last session. And contains function can match the complete string or the part of the string or part of the word. Okay, so let's say there is a complete bigger string is there, so you can either give the part of the string, it will be able to match, or you can give the complete string also, right? And basically this contains method, it plays the important role in identifying the dynamic web element. Okay, whenever the web elements are changing, right, the web element is like the internal attribute, whatever given, whatever the text are given, it is changing, right? So maybe the part of the string remains same, there is a dynamic part to it that keeps on changing, right? So in that case we can match with the part of the constant user, or whatever the string is not changing, we can match with that. Okay, so let's see the example. Okay, so how to, what to do. So let's go to Gmail. Okay, Gmail. Say sign in. Okay, so now you see a web element. Okay, so here it is email or phone. Okay, so let's go and inspect. Okay, so input type equals to email. Okay, and class is there, autocomplete is there, spell check, area label email or phone, name is identifier. There are so many internal or backend attribute has been given. Okay, and then there email or phone, div js name, something they have given. Okay, so now what to do. Okay, so now we have to identify this one with the help of the contents. Okay, so now if you see, okay, so div is the tag with which it starts, right? So I'll say double slash div. Okay, so after saying div, what I'm going to specify, we're going to use the contains. Okay, so contains with the method we are going to use XPath methods. Okay, so contains. Okay, so let's say contains, and here within the parenthesis I will give the XPath function. Let's say call the text. Okay, so text, opening and closing parenthesis. Okay, and then you give a comma over here, and then within the double quote you give that value. Okay, so the value is email, I believe, right? It was email or phone. Okay, so you can give the complete value or you can give the partial value. I'm going to give only email. Okay, so now let's see. So let's give email. Okay, so now see, it is matching that particular element or not. Okay, so now what I did, so I did like this div. So that is the next example. Okay, so here if you see div. Okay, so div, and here I'm saying contains, and we are taking another XPath access or the XPath function. Text is a function, right? So I already told it can take another XPath function, or we can give any attribute also. That also we'll see. Okay, and it takes either the partial or the complete string, right? So we gave only the email. Okay, and here is a space. You can remove the space also, because it is going to normalize the space, right? So if I reduce the space also, remove the space also, it works. See, you can see 1/1, right? Or if you want to give the entire text also, that is fine. So you can go and put the entire text. See, it is also matching 1/1. Okay, so let's stick to the email without any space. Okay, so this is how you can identify with the help of the particular XPath function. Okay, so that is the first thing. Okay, and the second thing we can do is like we can give an attribute, right? So if you see, it's the input type equals to email, right? So basically input type email. So how to write here? So contains, okay, instead of the text, right, I can type the give any attribute. Okay, so I can write @ type. So contains @type okay. So I'm trying to identify /input, okay, contains @type, okay, @type comma email. Okay, let me see. Okay, so let's write it. So /input. So here 8 are matching, right? So we have to identify this particular first one, right? Input type equals to email, right? So input, and here I say add contents, right? We're going to use the contents basically. Okay, so let's say contents, and there should be parenthesis, open and close parenthesis, and inside that you will write we are going to identify with the help of the type, right? So @type, and give comma double quote. Inside the double quote we are going to give email. Okay, so if I'm going to pass this email, right, so it is going to match that particular field, right? So here you saw last time we went with the text function, and here we are going with the attribute @type equals to email, right? So contents method can take both of them. Okay, so if you say here it took the text method, and now it is taking, here it is taking the @type, okay, or any backend attribute you can give. Okay, so this is the second way to identify the web element with the help of the contents. Okay, so one more we'll see. Okay, so is basically same. You can give like any other attribute, and then you can see partially, right? So that also we have seen here. We have given the full name or partial name also you can give, and you can identify that one, right? So I think so these two are related to the contents. Okay, these are the two different ways you can identify the contents, and I'll reiterate what exactly the contents is going to do. So it takes a XPath function or an attribute. Here if you see it's the XPath function, and here it is attribute. Okay, so it takes a XPath function or a attribute, and then you can give the expected value, and it can ignore the space before and after the string, right? Here if you see, if we remove the space also, it is working, right? And but not in between. If in between is there, you have to give. Okay, and it is a complete pattern matching function, or it can identify part of the string. So if you give the complete email or whatever, like the complete string, if you give email or phone, or you give email, that is also fine. If you give phone also, it should work, right? So it's a complete part of the string you can give, and it plays an important role in identifying the AJAX or the dynamic web element. So next one I'll cover the following one. Okay, so what exactly is the following? Okay, so for this one, let's open our example. So input element. Okay, yeah, so let's open this one, input element. Let's open in Edge. Okay, so form with the multiple input fields. Okay, these are all input fields, these are part of a one form. Okay, so now if I go and do a inspect, okay, so now why I'm saying that, if you see there is a form, right, there is a form tag. Inside the form tag, the entire code, this all code is there, right? So now if you see, I bring it down like this, okay. So now you see form, so the entire form is highlighting this all the web elements. Okay, so everything is inside the form. So now we want to identify all those text boxes or something like this, right? So how to identify, right? So for that we can use the following keyword, okay, or the following function. So how to use that one? So you can say double slash, okay, from starts with the form, okay, and I'll say @ action equals to, so we give that as submit. Okay, we have already copied. Okay, and now here you want to identify the multiple things, right? So multiple what you can say, let's expand this one. Let's say input type. So this is input type, this is input type, this is input type, this is input type, right? So all those input type I want to find. Input type, see, input type, this date of birth is also input type. These are all basically the input types. Okay, so I want to identify all those input types. So how to identify? So here you can say double slash and you will say following, okay, following, and then you have to give the double colon, okay, double colon, and you have to say input. Okay, so now if you see, it is matching the 8 nodes. Okay, so what are all those 8 nodes? Here we can count. Okay, let's see first one what it match. So it matches the name, okay, and email, phone number, date of birth, input, that is gender, male or female, right, and then subscribe to the newsletter checkbox, right, and then submit. These are all input type. Okay, so that got matched with the help of the following. Okay, so this is a use of the following keyword. So if you want to, you first identify your parent element. So up to this is your parent element. So inside your parent element there are the multiple child element, right? Those are part of the same tag, right? So now here if you see, all these 8 elements are defined with the help of the input tag, right? So now I want to, let's, if there is a scenario, you go to the UI and show what are the input tags are present, right? So in that case what you will do, you will write a express like this, right? So it will identify all those 8 web elements. So you can store it into the list of web element and you can iterate over it and you can show it on the console, or you want to do some validation, you can do on that, right? So basically it is important for us to understand how exactly we will write this kind of the express. Okay, so basically you first find the parent, right, element, and then double slash you type, okay, let me copy and paste it over here, then you put the double slash, okay, and then after putting the double slash you say following double colon, then say your tag. Okay, it is going to match n number of the child element for this parent element. Okay, so this is how the contents and the following works. So in the next session we will be seeing the following sibling, right? So that is and preceding sibling. These 2 example we will be seeing. Okay, and then next class we will be seeing the descendant and ancestor. Okay, so that's all to this class, guys. If you guys are really enjoying these sessions, I would request you to subscribe to my channel and please share these videos with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get benefited out of it. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comment. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But please do subscribe to the channel. It will motivate me to come up with the more such videos. Thank you. Bye bye.